Welcome back here. I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Good messages. Thank you for the responses. I want to say thank you for the click the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Thank you for the support. The buy me a coffee. Um, Today is going to be some very important day that people may not going to see it. You're not going to see it that much. But it's going to be revaluations of the past. And that revaluations of the past it has one purpose. That purpose will be not to repeat the same cycle. With that kind of like of energy, the moon, as the moon is going to be meeting with the south node, she's going to be some squaring Lilith, and she's going to be, of course, opposing the node, but through that opposition, as the moon is joining the south node, she sees that I don't have to repeat the same things to the north, and here is the conflict. But the conflict is leading in where into the shadow, to the dark moon. Okay, and that's what it's called, the black moon, Lilith. That is it, the shadow side of the intuition in there. And since the Lilith is at Sagittarius, it has a lot to do with how you are going to be showing your shadow sides into the public. Can you be vulnerable? But at the same time, a lot of the people going to be see the certain things is going to be like, okay, not a problem. We talk about this when the certain shadow is going to come out, like it or not. The truth is going to come out, like it or not. We talk about when that was like pretty much a few weeks ago when the black moon was still into Scorpio, and this is what we talk about. They're doing this shadow work right now. It's coming out. This is going to be some very good day, very good. So take your time to prepare yourself, not to repeating the past, because this is going to be some big triggers beginning in next 2 days. Because in the next 2 days, the moon is going to be going into air. It's going to go to Libra. We're going to have a lot of challenges as the moon is going to go to Libra. This is going to be a third quarter moon in there. A lot of that energy, first of all, is going to be from that ending of the cycle within Virgo, that it's going to be the oppositions of Saturn and Neptune, and beginning having this squaring with Mercury. Then the moon is going to be squaring the pack of Venus, the Sun, and Mars. So this is going to be some very beautiful, that if you have not resolved situations personally within you about how to act or react into relationships, this is going to be a perfect time now to do it, because the personality from within is going to be reflecting and a personality out, because what you have inside of you, that you actually showing up into the relationships. So the energy is going to be like this, and we're going to feel in it at 7 o'clock in the morning. The moon is going to be at 7 degrees at Virgo. That is going to be pulling off from this square with Lilith. We're going to see some also these energies that little by little the things that is going to be happening in there, that the ascendant that is going to be very close at the end of Sag is going to be heading to that duality. The duality right now is going to be so much, can I do what I know and it doesn't matter, I already know what the result is, or I can overcome this and I can completely change the outcome. What was the outcome in my past? What is the outcome in my things? What I need to do? And you're going to find that the hard thing to do and the right thing to do is the same thing that you need to do. So this is going to be some very interesting moments, particularly that the moon is going to be trining Mercury. Hi, Bradley. Thank you for coming in. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, this is how the day is going to be, starting with. Later on, we're going to be seeing at 8 o'clock that the sun is not going to be fully coming out in there within the event horizon to still opposing Jupiter and Chiron. Here is how acting from on trauma, drama, and unhealed, particularly childhood wounds. This is going to be some leading to conflicts. Don't put those conflicts, particularly at work, in there, or putting it even into your spirit. You know, you getting it in there. That actually is going to trigger the spirit, so you can tell something beautiful to yourself. That energy of what you're telling the beautiful to yourself is going to be transferred to your psyche. How do we know this? Well, currently there is this beautiful sextile of Pluto. There is a beautiful sextile that it goes in towards the North Node in Pisces. So you're talking positive things of the future. You're working so hard, but the future is you. First you made you, and then you making the future, right? So you can be able to understanding this process. So this energy is going to be starting to be a very beautiful, because the moon is going to beginning to trining. Okay, it's going to beginning to trining Mercury, and it's going to beginning to trining the sun pretty much. So now is the time for this self hermit mode evaluations of not repeating the past, because the moon is already at 8 degrees. The south node is at 11. We're going to see some vortex that's going to be in the next hour at that time at 9 o'clock. We're going to see it very close to the moon. He's responsible for opening up the energy, open you up. So around 10 o'clock, when you're already kind of like fully wake up and your brain is going, you know, in a proper way, you're not between this, you know, usually for some of the people, it takes about 2 hours to fully get up there, to wake up within full and the consciousness and everything in awareness to work right. Because you know you're overwhelmed. You know, you want to hurry up, going to work. I'm thinking about this and so on. You're not thinking about spirituality. You're not thinking about certain awareness yet. But around 10 o'clock, that begins to kick in. So that energy is in there is going to be showing up how the things begin kind of like open up from within yourself. Very beautiful time, because at that time the ascendant is going to be with Pluto. Challenges that, as I said, is going to be, it is about these energies of duality, but that is going to start wearing out. Okay, you're like, okay, I have to stop being in this duality, enough with this thing, but I need to see where I'm going to go. I am going to be repeating the same thing, or I'm going to be going into a totally new direction to overcome it. Enough with this stuff. And this is going to be some very beautiful time for self-healing, even though that the energy is later on at 11 o'clock, because that ascendant is going to beginning to square some Lilith, because that is going to be the beginning of Pisces in there, and is going to be a squaring Uranus, is about the changes. Uranus right now is in Taurus, and he says, I'm going to be making a mess, so later on you're going to learn how to fix the mess. So basically that in the material world, there's going to be a lot of upside downs, a lot of things, a lot of turmoils, a lot of unpredictability, because Uranus is unpredictable. Uranus is like, okay, supposed to this has to happen, but didn't happen. I'm going to make some change to happen, right? But also Uranus says like, I'm working with Saturn. I'm working with the karma. It's adjusted, okay? So now we're going to see lots of things in the material things, or particularly your understanding about material things is going to beginning to change up here. What did I have? Did I have enough? Do I have everything that I need? Should I have to think about everything that it's working within my own self? So since Taurus is about your own self taking care of, this is going to be some very intense energies, because it's asking you to look for it. But right now, what? Uranus is retrograde. He's like, send you back in time. Can you repeat the same stuff? Can you be able to do this? All right, 11 o'clock. This is going to be some, the inner work is at Capricorn. It is about squaring the ascendant, and Saturn and Neptune is about, okay, well, if you're not ready for certain work, can you go get the job because you cannot perform? Saturn says, no, you're not. Please, don't make this things. Don't make these situations. And we're going to see some very good kind of like a warning on that. But for the people who has been dealing with in this work, we're going to see that these things is changing at noon. At noon, that energy of the sun right now that is going to be coming in. It works very well with the North Node. It's going to be working very well with the ascendant that it's going to be at Taurus, and it's working very well with the moon that joins very much the South Node. Now you are like, okay, I can take the things that they worked, but I also can take the things they have not worked. Why did they keep coming into me? That means something I have not processed. Let me remind you that Virgo, it is about I prepare myself to be with others. That is the last zodiac sign. When that inner work on a personal level, you do it within you. Everything there is, take a look what kind of planets you have from Aries into Virgo included. That is your personal. While every planet or every aspect in there that you have from Libra all the way down into Pisces, that is what you do with others. They're the same thing. They're mirroring effects. Okay? And this is a why that every time we're at the moon, because the moon controls the past and the future because of the knots, we're going to see that this energy of the past is going to comes in a way kind of like a hunt you, but right now the authority, the love, and the actions is there. Very beautiful time for transformations. Okay, very beautiful time. But if you have not grown up to this, have not been healing, particularly family patterns, all of a sudden you're going to have a very hard time because of this. All right, but hard time, they make it beautiful, right? Because the hard time shows you how much you can grow. All right, with that being said, at 1 o'clock, we're going to see Uranus comes out in the event horizons. He's right now, it's opposing the shadow. It's like enough with this shadow things. Things have to come out in the open. And this energy that it's going to be coming in, it's going to be lined up, particularly with Pluto, who is trining Uranus. He is still sextiling Saturn and Neptune, and that Saturn energies, it is trining Lilith. So everyone is getting into that shadow, everything of that shadow into the public. Is going to be start walking in there. If you are watching things, what's going on around the world, you see it. The shadow, it's not afraid anymore. It just says what it says, and you have to accept it, or you don't accept it, right? It's the same thing with you. Do you accept the shadow of the other people? Do you say your shadow? Right? So now with this energy, the intuition understands what she needs to do to resolve the conflict. And that's going to be the new lesson of the new moon that's going to be at Capricorn. How dignity and honor and professional you are with others. And that's what Capricorn is. All right, 2 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Aquarius. The ascendant is going to be at Gemini. Very beautiful energies within the air. You're going to feel like these new things, they are leading you in a proper way. You're going to feel it around you. You may not sense it, what exactly is. You may not pinpoint what it is, but you're definitely going to feel it because that energy is in the air. It's the same thing like love is in the air, right? The song, it is the same thing. When you feel the vibrations of other people, some people you can accept them, some people you can reject them because of the magnetism, right? But that magnetism, that is the gravity. The gravity that turns that energies into something else. And you'll be able to read it. You might not realize in it this, but you actually reading it. Because you're either accepting people or rejecting people. The question is why you're rejecting and why you're accepting. Ask yourself that questions, and it's going to help you a lot. All right. It's going to be have some a little bit more reminding about in the past 2 days when the moon was at the beginning of Cancer. That's going to be at 3 o'clock. The inner work is beginning to be at that beginning of Pisces. In there, that energy is actually is going to be remind you that hey, the shadow is the shadow. It's a certain changes that needs to happen. Okay, would you accept? Would you deny? Or you're going to be doing something else? Okay, because you have three choices. You can accept, you can deny, or you can just like, oh well, right? So this is going to be a lot of to do with the psyche within yourself. But right now, that energy of the inner work, it's going to be focused towards the ascendant. And ascendant right now, it is in yacht from Pluto and Lilith. As we said about this before, when this shadow star comes out in the world, we're going to be able to see what we need to do. And this is going to be that transitions from philosophy to actual work, right? You can't just talk. You also have to walk the talk. Okay, so that energy is going to be pretty much preoccupied in the next hour. It's going to be a very straightforward. And what I'm saying, a very straightforward, is going to be a straightforward. That's what this is. Here's the event horizon. Here's the ascendant with Jupiter. This is the dark sun, that little purple square. It's at 13 degrees 23. That's the dark sun. And we're seeing that that energy is opposing the sun, Venus, and Mars, who are all together. They're all 17 degrees, right? But unhealed ones. We talk about this Chiron a lot. We talk about what you have in areas. Take a look at it in there. This is going to be a cardinal changes. And just guys, so you know the importance of today, okay? That importance of today, I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be scrolling a little bit in about 2-3 days ahead. We're going to see this challenge here, okay? So that work that we are going to be doing it here, we want to make sure we're not creating this conflict here, okay? This conflict is going to be opposing of Chiron, and it's going to be a squaring of Jupiter. You don't want to mess it up, the relationships within you, because this is going to be a karmic huge lesson. And that's what Saturn is trying to prevent us to do. But we're going to be dealing with this within about 3 days. Okay? For right now, we need to look this karmic lessons. Okay? This is why today this looking into the past should be properly addressed. All right. And as we are going to be going in there at 5 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Neptune, and pretty much it's going to beginning within the beginning areas. We're going to feel this energy. This energy is going to be coming in as Neptune and Saturn. They're kind of like a boat going to be walked in into areas. We're going to see this. But right now, that energy is trining the shadow. It's like enough with this shadow. You cannot bring the shadow from your past life into the new one. That's what there is this, the veil of forgotten. You don't remember what happened too much in the past lives, right? You're getting reborn. But can you imagine you doing this when you are alive? It's not about, it's about consciousness. And now this consciousness is going to be coming in to remind us that we're here about to building a new family. All right, 6 o'clock, very good reminder about the future that we're going to be going to. This is going to be about like 3 days ago when the moon was at Leo. She was with that yacht between the North Node and the Sun. And right now it's like, where is your ego? How are you going to be resolving the situations? How are you going to be? And what was the answer? The answer on that yacht was Pluto and Aquarius. That is it, the energy that we have to following in there, bringing it that new energies within us. Figure out how we have to do everything in a totally new way, because everything is evolving. Jobs evolving, computers evolving, people evolving, right? Okay, pretty soon, as you know, probably maybe in the next 15 years, we're all gonna have some robots. We can just mention the name. It's like make me a coffee, and they bring you the coffee, right? But are you ready for that in there, right? So this is kind of like a personal evolutions from within you, but you have to update your own self. All right. Later on at 7 o'clock, the inner work is going to be a Taurus. Of course, a lot of the things are going to be coming in about survival mode. You know, you have to have a roof over your head, you know, something to eat, of course, money so you can buy stuff and so on. You're going to be looking into this how to figure out in a new way. Okay. And Pluto is like, don't worry about that. Because if you're worrying, I'm going to be blocking at those worries. I want you to see something else, something different. We are going to be seeing that this energy, when the energies is going to be start moving towards the end of a Taurus and the beginning of Gemini. It's going to be revolving around friendshipness, communications, and talks. Okay, how can we be able to do things friendly? Okay, now frenemies, friendly. Um, the energy at 8 o'clock is going to be showing up if you do the right things. Okay, the inner work is going to be some at this particular point of Taurus. Okay, this is going to be at this 19 degrees of Taurus. That is going to beginning to trining the Sun, Venus, and Mars. Is going to be that Venus, who is ruling Taurus. Venus. Venus is trining right now Taurus. So if you're Taurus right now, already have anything in Taurus, you may gonna feel a very great energies towards this. But Venus is also trining what? The Moon. The Moon right now it's at 14 degrees. So now we're gonna see all this positiveness that it's gonna be coming in because the new ways are found. The new way you communicate within. That is Gemini. What do you think about others? And then all that energy that is going to be coming, you're going to be like, okay, I need to figure out how to talk properly with everybody. And this is going to be a very beautiful energy that is going to be coming in towards us. And Uranus is preparing us for this. We're going to see that energy around 8:30, 9 o'clock in there, but until we don't find what prevents us to talk, we don't find out what is the shadow that it's hidden in there, we're not going to be able to do these transformations. And Uranus says, I'm going to make all the changes till I put you into the role that you are going to be. You're trying certain things. You're trying to hold on to certain things. You're trying to get into a certain position or have something in your life. Okay? And Uranus says, no, this is not something. But I want it. You're like the little child that wants the candy. And when mom and dad says no, guess what? You're getting mad, you're getting tantrums, and so on and so on. Right? Now in your life you want certain things. Maybe you want a car, you want a job, you want a certain lifestyle, whatever that might be, but you didn't get in it, and you're like throwing a tantrums. Be look at what you knew. Wait the universe to give you what you deserve. Wait for Uranus to make the changes right now, because Uranus wants to make the changes. Is listen to a Mother Nature, because Mother Nature lives in Taurus. This is why Venus is ruling Taurus. Love and values. Do you love the material world in a proper way? Do you care for plants? What is the value of the plants towards you? The growth of the food. Are you respecting the food? Right? And this is a hi Lisa, hi Jolene in there. And this is when some of the people is going to be like, Oh, I have to figure out how to be self-independent. And that's what Taurus loves. Taurus loves to be self-independent. They need relationships so they can give, right? What do you have in Taurus? If you are overgiver, probably have something in Taurus in there. So now that energy in there that is going to be coming in is working with Pluto, and Pluto says you have to learn the proper way of the material world. Okay, and now since the ascendant is going to be also with the South Node, we are looking at within the past. What did they did in the past? You see, before the money was invented, the people were trading between one guy taking care of some ships, the other guy's taking care of cows. So they trade 4 ships for 1 cow. That's how it was. 10 kilos of apples for 1 kilo meat. Okay, that's how it was. And there they were beginning to trade in and there until the money was invented, and people begin to exchange these things for money. But now, if you're looking at right now in this evolutionary state at where we are, to exchange your values as who you are with the others. Okay? And this is going to be applying within, because we're going to be looking to the past. What changed? Where we make the wrong turns? What did we did? Are we all good? Can we be able to do it? Do we have a lot of fears? Did we develop ourselves right? And all that is going to be coming and is going to be triggered in, because we are going to see from the past in where are we looking at, right? So if I'm here, I'm the moon with the South Node, but I'm looking at you, right? I'm looking forward. I'm seeing through the future, which is you. And that's how you should see yourself. Are you looking yourself in the mirror to see the reflections? Hopefully you do. All right, 10 o'clock, the inner work at Gemini, that is going to be very much in divine energies in there. This is why I'm saying communication is going to be a key. How you communicate with others, properly communicate with others. Okay, because see, if you communicate with one person who has one problem, then communicate with another person who has a totally different problem, then you communicate with third person is totally different. And all those 3 people, you're talking differently to them so they can be able to understand them. You cannot apply standard procedure. Here's what you need to do, and it has to be like a molded. It doesn't work that way. And this is why these energies right now that it's going to be coming in, particularly we're going to see it, these changes that you talk with the language. So when you talk to the person, they can understand. You're talking to what? Soul to soul. That is right there, the key. Okay? So they can understand you. You can understand them. All right. At 11 o'clock, we are going to start seeing this little bit Libra, Cancer, Capricorn situations. You're going to feel like something starts coming up, right? Why? Why is that that is going to come with? Because for a lot of the people, that is it, the relationship, the codependency of the relationship. If you ask for something from your partner, if you wanted to be loved, to be cared, and to be hugged, and so on and so on, learn how first to do that energies to yourself, so you don't depending on your partner. That way, you have freedom in the relationship, not codependency. You're beginning to have an entering the interdependency. And this is going to be some huge trigger, but Pluto, who is an Aquarius, who is going to be trining that energy, is going to be telling you there is a new beginning of the way you do things with others. You're going to work with balance. But in order to understand how to make a balance, you need to understand what is not balanced. Have you ever looked at the scales back in the days when they put the 1 kilo bananas and you put a 1 kilo here, but the scale doesn't resonate properly because the bananas is a kilo and a half. So you have to put some, different weight, like another half a kilo, so it can make a balance. So you can see how many bananas you have to take. I sell bananas for a little bit, so I know that goes. It's the same way with that balance. It's the same things with that balance. Okay, you have to see what it's not balanced in order to balance it. But we are heading out that way in the next few days. We are going to be seeing it. We're going to be talk about this, and hopefully this report is going to be helping you out. Hopefully some of you is going to take the point not to repeat the things from the past, and hopefully we all going to heading to a brighter future, guys. Much love to you. And with this is what the astrology report was. And I'm going to be giving you about the 8th of January. Oh, it's 7 o'clock on 8th of January. We are going to be seeing it, this energy. Well, beautiful, because the moon, it's going to have some divine energies with Chiron. A lot of a good healing is going to be start coming in. The moon understanding the lack of growth with Jupiter, but also the moon, it's going to be trining the sun, Mars, and Venus. And we're going to see that the Venus is going to start taking the lead of the pack. She's surpassing the sun, she's surpassing Mars, and now she's heading as fast as he can to Pluto. But we're going to talk more about this tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in, and come back tomorrow for another astrogravitational report. Much love and good luck to all of us.